We're raising our kids with no gender. All right. All right. Fuck it. Let's watch it. We're raising our kids with no gender. All right. Now here. Okay. We're gonna keep an open mind here. Okay. I'm gonna keep an open mind. Okay. First of all, I am in a polyamorous relationship, so I won't be judgmental toward. Although I will say most poly people, from what I see, are weird. Okay. Most of them aren't just polyamorous. They wear it on their sleeve. Like it's like, oh, I'm poly. Like everybody needs to know that I am. Second of all, these look like they might be twins. That's also bizarre to me. That twins would be in the same relationship. So already a little bit of we're set up for a bit of a tumble down a hill here. That being said, listen, me personally, I think that you should raise your kids as the gender that they were born as. And then if as they get older, they explore themselves and realize that they are not cisgendered, then you allow them to take healthy steps towards being trans. That part of those healthy steps are by going to a therapist. I haven't 100% weeded out the way I feel about kids going on to hormone blockers. I find it very uncomfortable. Yeah. Now, here's my thing. I understand that gender is a social construct and all that. I think that you can teach a girl to live outside of the traditional female values. Like, you don't have to raise your girl to be a cook and a cleaner, like to cook and clean for her husband. And you don't have to raise a boy to be overly masculine and play football, all that not jazz. You get what I'm saying. But I don't think that it's good to confuse a kid by not confirming that they are their gender that they were born as. Like I said, if they explore themselves and find out otherwise, that's fine. But you should advocate for them to grow up as the gender that they were assigned at birth based on their biology. It makes the most sense. And there is a unfortunate correlation between being trans and struggling in life. And I personally, while I accept trans people, wouldn't want my kid to be trans solely because it is very stressful physically and mentally on that person. Okay? So maybe we could live in a genderless society where everybody's happy in the ideal world. But first of all, that doesn't exist now. Second of all, probably will never exist. Shifting gender roles doesn't mean getting rid of gender. The overwhelming majority of the population is not only fine with gender, but they like it. Right? And I get it, it's a social construct. We live in a world of social constructs. You saying that my perception of gender is a social construct doesn't really matter, because what you want to do is you want to fill my perception of social construct, my perception of gender, with a different perception of gender. So you just want to replace your social construct or my social construct with yours. You're not, like, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to enforce the same thing. So it doesn't really matter. But with all that being said, let's take a look at this nice throuple.
They are in a polyamorous relationship, and they all parent Hazel and Sparrow.
We have a 2-year-old antigender baby and a 10-year-old who is non-binary.
They have chosen not to disclose Sparrow's gender.
We don't know it yet.
Okay.
It's something that Sparrow's going to have to figure out and then
Maybe they're not twins? I don't know. They look very similar.
tell us.
But their parenting approach is controversial.
Listen, hot take. Maybe their kids are going to grow up just fine. But if they don't, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it sucks. Maybe, but like, here's the thing: if their kids if their kids grow up and they can't function in society, that's unfortunate. You know, it's like a social experiment gone wrong. Though here's the reality: either they'll grow up perfectly healthy and they'll function in society, they'll prove me wrong, which is totally fine, or they won't, and my kid will have less competition. I know it sounds mean, but you know, that's kind of my perspective. You know, I guess if you really want to raise your kids that way, go for it.
Literally received death threats. Crazy, crazy lady. I hope.
Look at that. That's the worst part of this video. Did you see that?
Literally received death.
Did you see this? They're pushing the kid up the slide. Like, I get that you guys don't like gender, as a social construct, but like you can't even allow the laws of fucking gravity to take hold. You have to push your kid up a fucking slide. I mean, come on, guys. There got to be limits here. You think gravity is a social construct? What the hell are you doing?
Crazy, crazy lady. I hope karma hits you back and your kids grow up to detest you.
That's terrible, but Jesus, that is terrible.
These polyamorous parents let their children choose their gender.
All right.
And for their oldest child, Hazel, that's neither male nor female.
Please tell us how and why
You know, she's bizarrely feminine considering she hasn't had, like, she wasn't told she was a girl.
you decided to come out as non-binary.
Because the pronouns she and he did not fit. Non-binary was what I turned to. Though
That's my thing, is like they would have fit if your parents enforced that. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, they would have fit. It's not like you're special. Your parents just decided not to affirm a gender on you. And that's like the weird part. Like, well, they didn't fit. It's like, well, I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be confusing for this young girl.
I do choose to act and look more feminine. Can I go down?
Social experiment gone wrong. Choosing that biology has a profound impact on the what you choose. Okay. Well, I wasn't told that I was a girl, but I am basically a girl without the label. That's pretty much what she just said. So this social experiment might just prove people right when they say that gender, while a social construct, it is, leans heavily onto biology.
And 2.5-year-old Sparrow has yet to make a choice about their gender.
Who the fuck could have foresaw that? Yeah, you know, my 2.5-year-old didn't choose their gender. Oh, can your kid talk? Kind of. She says a couple of words. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. This kid can't even perceive the food on their plate.
Sparrow, do you want a banana? They're anti-gender, but we're using they, them pronouns.
Wait, hold on. I wanted to see what they said. Papa. They call her Papa.
But
all right. So this person is Papa, and they use they thems. This is Brennifer. They use Maddie. Maddie. She and her. So she wants to be called Maddie, and then Gwendolyn wants to be called Mama. Can I just be honest here? Like these two are trans, which is fine. Why the fuck would you choose your name to be Brennifer? Like, one of the things that blows my shit is that, like, as a trans person, you get to pick your fucking name. And you're gonna choose Brennifer? Like, dude, come on. If I was gonna be a trans woman, I would name it something nice. Like, what? Brennifer? That's like the Keith. Brennifer is the Keith of female names. Gwendolyn's okay. Fucking Brennifer.
we're using they, them pronouns.
Imagine being a trans man and name yourself like Todd or Keith or like Mason. I know a lot of the moms will get upset. Mason's a popular name, but fuck Mason.
Sure, they have anatomy, we understand it, but like that's not indicative.
Wait, what was this person's name? Ari. That's okay. That's like a League of Legends name. I'll accept that.
Of their identity. It's something that Sparrow's gonna have to figure out and then tell us before we can tell anyone else.
I just think it's such a bizarre thing for us to specifically when it comes to gender. Like, we can't teach. It's inappropriate to teach that social construct. But where everything else we do, you teach your kid right from wrong. That's considered appropriate. It's weird. Like, the existence of trans people that fit outside of what we would consider like the normal gender spectrum doesn't mean we need to like advocate for people to be a different gender. Whether you like it or not affirming a gender role on your kid will push them towards confusion and possibly towards being trans. There's no biological indicator of somebody. Well, there are biological indicators, but there's no like 100% biological transgender. Like, a lot of it's environmental. All of us are a mixture between genetic and environmental factors. So like, yeah, you can push your kid towards being trans and like whatever. My only issue is like the association of mental distress with it. And I know that some of it might be like social, like some people who are trans, they get upset because people don't accept them. But a lot of it's like body dysmorphia because they're not going to look like the ideal body that they want to be, and a lot of other complex issues. It's not as simple as like society is the fault of everything.
Particularly because it's, something that our parents did and they got it wrong.
For sure, but most parents got it right. Like the 99 0.99 plus parents got it right. Right? I understand where they're coming from. I get it. I understand. And like that's how you're supposed to raise people. But I'm just saying.
But giving Sparrow the choice has proved controversial.
Online, there's a lot of angry people. I have literally received death threats. The worst is people who threaten my children.
Yeah.
But I'm the person who's disturbed. What you are doing is absolutely horrifying.
This person must have a really strong grip for destroying their fucking wrists.
What you are doing is absolutely horrifying. I feel for your kids. They should never be put through something like that. What you're thinking is so effed up. It's actually scary. Crazy, crazy late.
I hate my chat so much. I hate my chat so much. This motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here. I hate it. This motherfucker right here goes, good thing she has 2 bodyguards. That's okay. She's this. It's a they is their pronouns. Jesus Christ, come on, guys. I know this is an uncomfortable topic, but I know I'm laughing because it's like fucked up and it's a little funny, but it's inappropriate. Like trans people are valid. Okay, this isn't a she. This person identifies as they. These two identify as she. The joke did give me a chuckle, but you know, jokes are fine. But like, these women are women, and this is a them, they. Lady,
I hope karma hits you back and your kids grow up to detest you.
That's not that bad of a. I thought you were gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. That can't be the worst one they got.
A lot of people.
I mean, it's not good. It's
say,
pretty fucked up.
How will your children know what a boy or a girl are if you don't teach them?
Yeah. Or how will they know how to act?
Those are fair.
There's a lot of assumption that
those are fair questions.
we're raising them without a gender and we're not giving them any information as to what gender is. And that's
fair.
just not the case.
It's funny because one of the main complaints that people say is children are too young to know their gender. That's why they have to be told what their gender is. And we're like, well,
Kids don't understand like like there are different things. I mean, listen, I understand gender is a social construct, but like there are differences between men and women. That's why your non-binary daughter is gravitating towards being a woman, or being feminine. She even said it, or they even said it themselves. Like, there's a biological factor here.
I think we agree on the source information. We agree children don't know yet,
the pushing them up the slide.
How we respond to that fact is very, very different.
Well, the other one anyway, guys.
The parents educate their children differently from regular public schools.
Okay, you do you.
Hazel schools themselves. Hazel is very led in what they do. I basically just try to keep up with them.
So typically, how many hours of study a day do the kids do?
Honestly, probably not more than 1 or 2 where we're at a table doing what looks like typical academics. The rest of the time, it's a lot more natural, fun learning.
Well, I mean, as long as they're following the course curriculum, I guess that's fine. I know that they have to like adhere to particular standards for homeschooling. I'm pretty sure, so I'm not that concerned.
We don't force them to homeschool. We did it because at the time that's what they wanted, and we're always going to be following their lead on that.
I don't like. So like now my problem it's like it's like okay, like whatever, you let your kid choose their gender, but now there seems to be a trend of letting their kid choose like everything. It's like, yeah, I let my kid choose my gender. Yeah, I let them decide how they're going to do school. Like, what else are we... Like, I don't know. I feel like, as a parent, you are allowed to enforce your beliefs onto your kid. Like, it's okay for you. That's what being a parent is about.
Before COVID-19 lockdown, Hazel and I had started talking about them integrating back into public school. And once lockdown is over, if that's what they want to continue to do, then we...
Oh, okay. So maybe they're only home because of that. But that's just like so weird, though. I'm so confused. Because it seems like they're homeschooling her, but like they have schooling parameters or whatever. They do like the what is it called? The virtual learning. They do that. So I don't know. It seems inconsistent. It seems like she's actually being homeschooled legitimately, not doing virtual learning.
100% support them.
They may be different, But the family's biggest challenges are the ones that all parents face.
Now don't jump while you're drinking, you'll knock your teeth out.
I would say the biggest challenges that we face are the challenges that
Bro, I wouldn't let a kid with the fucking drink on my trampoline. I spent money on that thing. Get the hell out of my trampoline with your fucking grape juice. You're going to spill it all over the place. I'm going to kick your ass.
any family faces that really often have nothing to do with gender, just regular raising toddler kind of problems. I think a lot of parents worry about ingraining that kind of gender performance very early, and for us it's a topic that just doesn't come up. Gender
Maybe.
is
I don't know if that's
a
true.
personal identity. Basically, almost everyone on this planet are assigned a gender when we're young. And for most people, that identity is...
It's just so weird to me because I'm going to probably raise my kids... Like, to be absolutely honest with you, I'm raising my kids more masculine, regardless of whether they're a boy or a girl. I don't really give a fuck. Like, you can acknowledge that somebody's a girl while also acknowledging that, like, you don't have a limit. Like, my perspective here is, like, yeah, here's the thing. Like, there are different things that boys and girls do. They're different, but like at the end of the day, they don't really matter. So why do you need to have your kid choose to be non-binary? Why can't your kid just be a girl that wears like fucking jeans and works as a mechanic? Like, why does it have to be an entire gender identity or a lack thereof in order for them to like live outside of the norm? Like, I just like, if you don't think that there's a big difference between men and women, then why do you feel the need to advocate for there not to be like a gender? Like, just let them be a girl. Teach them to be a girl unless they really go like, I don't want to be a girl, and just let them do whatever they want. Like, my girl's just gonna like. It's so weird because this makes it's just so bizarre. Like my girls, like who fucking cares? Like my girl, my boy. Like, I mean, I'm gonna raise them more masculinely in general because like I want more masculine kids. I honestly want like stronger, more masculine kids. And like I associate that strength with masculinity. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's how I interpret it. But like, why do you... It's just bizarre. It just almost seems invalidating to me of like the necessity of like having all these different gender identifications when there's really no like limitations in our society. Like, what is the limitation? You can teach your daughter not to be feminine and still be a girl. You know what I'm saying? It seems unnecessary to me. You know? It just seems unnecessary to me.
assignment works well enough, and they find how to make it their own. For those of us who are transgender, that assignment, it was too radically different from what we felt we needed to express ourselves. And that definitely has influenced my views and opinions about gender. At the end of the day, what I think it is something that people get to decide on what it means to them, what it is, and how they express it.
All right, well, listen, at the end of the day, you guys do you. Hopefully there's egg on my face. And they raise their kids great. That's my hope. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just an ignorant individual. Hey everyone, if you liked that video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow my Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, and TikTok. All links are in the description. Also, check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me even more than you already do. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you all.